Check. Mic check 1 2. Let me turn this thing on. Mic check 1 2. Alright, so I want to read this chapter in this book. Right before every ritual, the author writes a short chapter that focuses on what the upcoming ritual is about. I felt this would be a good one to read because this really spoke to me, as it will others. So I just started the 5th ritual in this book. So this is what the author wrote leading up to performing the 5th ritual. All right, so I'll read it and we'll go from there. Financial expansion. If you're not used to money, having even a small amount of spare cash to spend can feel unnatural. It doesn't feel like you. The moment you start making more than you expect, your brain starts trying to correct a mistake by wasting it, avoiding it, or creating new problems that drain it away. Some people dream of being rich, but deep down, they associate wealth with corruption, greed, or losing touch with reality. Others feels like money should be difficult, and if they earn it too easily, they won't respect it. And some people just don't believe they deserve it. So even when it comes, they find a way to let it slip through their fingers. Wealth doesn't change who you are. It amplifies who you already are. If you're fulfilled, creative, and clear about what you want, wealth makes it easier to enjoy life. But if you're lost, insecure, or using money to impress others, wealth just magnifies those problems instead. You will always find a way back to who you believe you are. If you see yourself as someone who only ever gets by, you will keep getting by. If you see yourself as someone who just about manages to pay the bills, you will always be just about managing. But if you genuinely believe yourself to be a person for whom money comes easily, a person who always has enough, a person who moves through life with wealth rather than chasing it, then that is the reality that will unfold. The external world rearranges itself to match the internal belief. Wealth never arrives all at once, no matter how much magic you perform. It comes in stages, expanding your reality bit by bit. Every stage feels different, and each one presents its own challenges. What about a lottery win? That's not wealth. It's just money. As I'm sure you know, most people lose all their lottery money. It comes too fast, and they remain the same people with the same poor financial skills. Winning the lottery isn't a curse, but it's almost never a solution. At the first level, wealth feels fragile and temporary. When you start making more money than you're used to, you may find yourself feeling oddly anxious. Even though things are improving, you find yourself waiting for the moment it all falls apart. You hesitate before spending money because even when you can afford something, it feels reckless. You hold on tightly to what you have, as though spending money will cause it to vanish forever. And even if you have enough, you continue living as though you don't. This is the level where people struggle to break out of scarcity thinking. No matter how much they earn, they still think in terms of survival. They check prices obsessively, hesitate before buying things, and always assume they need one more paycheck before they can relax. But money is movement, not just storage. If you hoard money because you're afraid of losing it, you're telling yourself that you don't believe more is coming. And when you hold that belief, you make it true. Once you move beyond scarcity and money starts flowing, you hit the second level, where the challenge is no longer survival, but comfort with success. This is where new fears start creeping in. You may worry that your friends and family will judge you, that people will expect you to pay for things, that you're earning too much compared to those around you. You might feel guilty about surpassing people who work just as hard. You may even find yourself spending impulsively, as though getting rid of the money quickly enough will erase the problem. Most people at this stage try to hide their success. They downplay what they earn. They act like they're still struggling, even when they aren't. But when you do this, you tell yourself that wealth is something you have to apologize for. And when wealth becomes something you feel the need to hide or justify, you're already in the process of pushing it away. Beyond this, at the third level, money is no longer a struggle. You know that money flows. You know that you always have enough. You know that no matter how much you spend, more is coming. You no longer feel the urge to justify why you have money. You stop worrying about whether you deserve it. You stop thinking about money as a thing you chase, earn, or hoard, and start seeing it as just another part of your life, as natural as the air you breathe. People resist wealth for the simplest reasons. If you believe that money is meant to be hard, then no matter how much you earn, you'll find a way to make it difficult. If you think that rich people are greedy, then you will never allow yourself to become rich. If you feel that money creates stress, then you will always keep just enough to survive, but never enough to be at ease. Most people chase money because they think it will fix something inside them. They believe that once they have enough, they'll finally feel secure, free, powerful, confident. But if you don't already feel those things, money will not give them to you. The truth is that wealth is not an external thing. It's an internal shift. Once you allow wealth to feel normal, money starts flowing towards you. The most important thing you can do is to stop seeing wealth as something separate from yourself. Stop chasing it like it's some distant, unreachable thing. Stop thinking that once you get there, you'll suddenly feel different. Wealth is not something you earn. It's something you allow. And once you let go of the idea that you have to struggle for it, you finally create the space for it to arrive. That leads into the ritual number 5 in this book. The ritual number 5 is financial expansion. This ritual is designed to stretch your inner financial identity, dissolving the limiting beliefs that keep your wealth small, fragile, and hard-won. It works to realign your emotional and energetic comfort zone so that the experience of having money becomes sustainable. It helps you move from scarcity and anxiety or guilt or disbelief into a calm state where money flows and remains. The ritual helps you recognize your own subconscious limits and encourages a deep, embodied sense of permission to receive, retain, and grow your wealth. The sigil contains an angel named Rahatiel and a word of power, or what is it, Sophcus, is an angelic name and word of power. All right, so that ritual is for 14 days. So I said enough in that video. So you don't know by now, the book is not all the magic in these books, these rituals. As I said before, when it comes to magic and you see that word transformation, typically that means transformation means alchemy. And alchemy means that it's about an internal change, evolving inside out, right? Turning water into wine. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that.